Hello, Internet! So, as you probably know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were released a few weeks ago, and I can say with absolute confidence that they are great, bad games. I'll tell you what I mean from that, but before we begin, let's get some anger out. I think I would be putting it lightly to say that Scarlet and Violet are buggy messes. I think we can all agree to that. Some of the glitches are comical in how wonky they look or how often they happen, but hot damn are they fun. Like, yes, I think we knew that an open world Pokemon game would be enjoyable no matter what, but even the bad parts of this game are utterly ridiculous. The region as a whole feels super lively and bright. I've never been to Spain before, but the color palette reminds me of Encanto, so that's probably a good sign. The freedom that you feel once the beginning tutorials end is unlike anything I've experienced in this series before. For the first 5 hours of playing, I had to remind myself that I had to decide what to do next. The game wouldn't just tell me. The mix of the gyms, Titan Pokemon, and Team Star bases keep things fresh for a bit. About as long as we could expect Pokemon to keep that new game smell. But the fact that they even attempted to make it different in any way at all is a big win for the community. As someone who's on the outside, I've noticed the same problems and ideas being brought up, and pretty much none of them are brought in here. However, I think baby steps are progress, and progress is unusual for Game Freak. The starter evolutions kind of suck, however, my immense disappointment and displeasure from the leaks that I saw did drop slightly once I started becoming attached to my Pokemon. Speaking of becoming attached, I don't care about literally any character in the game, including my own, because the story is so loose that if I was wearing it as a pair of pants, I would be mooning all of you right now. I'm not going to go into detail as I'm not normally a review channel, but it's bad, just take my word for it. You don't watch porn for the story, so please don't play Pokemon for it either. The fact that these games come out at full price every 2 years is laughable, but there's a crap ton of people who buy sports games or the newest Call of Duty every year, so who am I to say? My personal enjoyment of the Pokemon series has been very tied to nostalgia. I remember playing Diamond on my Nintendo DS back when it first came out, and just having a blast. It hurts me internally to think that both this gen and last gen will be someone out there's Diamond. And you know what hurts me even more? I don't think that Game Freak has dropped the ball as much as we think they have. I think they're right on par with the rest of the gaming industry. I talked earlier about EA and Activision and how they pump out literal garbage every year, all the while ignoring the pleas for any form of change or optimization from their communities. And yet, we keep buying the games. Why? I don't know, but it's getting disturbing how few options there are now, for those of you that want good experiences not made by literal criminals. I'm talking to you, Blizzard. This is a really depressing sentiment for you single-player based gamers. There were still a few bastions of hope in titles like God of War Ragnarok and Stray that came out earlier this year as well. I think the conclusion that I've come to is that communities need to utilize their abilities to take control, not of the games that they already know, but of their situations. Not to say that it's easy, but anyone can learn how to make games. You no longer need an Ivy League education to be able to make dope video games. So I guess what I'm saying is, get out there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.